Give me a minute, we're here live. Give me a minute. So, I'm going to introduce myself by saying that I am T Street Controversy. I call the show T Street Controversy Live, and I cover every single major fight live. So I want to say I'm sorry to Marco Huck. I missed his fight this weekend on August the 30th, 2014. It was my birthday weekend. Right now, it is September the 1st, 2014, and on September the 6th, 2014, in Belfast, Ireland, called Frampton, the Jackal, 5'5", 122-pound IBF champion, is going to be rematching Kiko Martinez, 5'3", 122-pound former IBF champion. He's on a 4-fight winning streak. He's knocked all 4 opponents out. And what I want to say to you is that this is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to give my assessment. Now, me, I'm an American. I got to go through hell and high water to watch a Carl Frampton versus a Kiko Martinez, but that's neither here nor there. What I want to say is the fight's going to be coming on if you're in the States. You know, if you're on the East Coast, the fight's going to be coming on at about, they're going to be in the ring at about 5:30 p.m. over on the 5:30 p.m. or 6 o'clock. Over there in the UK, it's going to be somewhere about 10 p.m. Also on that day, it's going to be Adrian Broner versus Emmanuel Taylor, Lucas Matisse versus Roberto Ortiz, and then Andre Berto versus Steve Upshur, in which the people in the UK have to stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning. But, you know, that's either here or there. I'm going to say this. Listen, the 122-pound division, you have Guillermo Rigondeaux on top of them all. You got Leo Santa Cruz. You got Scott Quigg. You got Kiko Martinez, and you got Carl Frampton. Now, out of those guys, you have Leo Santa Cruz, an Al Heyman fighter. It's been rumored that Leo Santa Cruz has been turning down these big fights with a Kiko Martinez, a Scott Quigg, you know, a Carl Frampton, and a Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, let me say the first fight. The first fight is what I feel is going to happen again in the second fight. Kiko Martinez was never knocked out. Even though he had 3 losses prior to that, he was never knocked out in any other fights. And if I'm correct, he's never been knocked down. Now, Kiko Martinez is a pressure fighter. Despite the fact that he's 5'3", he's very small, but he's fighting at 122. But even still, the average 122-pounder is about 5'5". So he's a pressure fighter, so he doesn't have too much reach, and he has to chase you around. And that ring in the first fight, that ring was very, very big, which benefited Carl Frampton. So which means Kiko Martinez had to apply more pressure. Now, in that fight, once he got close, meaning Martinez, once he got close, he didn't do enough damage. I didn't see him hurt Frampton not once, even though if you watch the fight, the announcers were afraid for him. And when I watched the fight live, I was afraid for him because I'm thinking like, was it that fight happened in February 2013? So I'm thinking to myself, like, why would he want to stay in the middle in the pocket like that? But what I'm saying is that Carl Frampton took the best of what Kiko Martinez had to offer. He stood right there in the pocket for a large amount of times, and he also knocked him out while he was in the pocket. So he beat up a pressure fighter in the pressure fighter's element. Now, in the 7th round, most importantly, the 7th round, I want you to go back and look at that 7th round. And I want you to go and I want you to look at Kiko Martinez has Carl Frampton right there in front of him. And then what does Kiko Martinez do? The pressure fighter, he doesn't throw enough punches and he doesn't take advantage of the fight. Now, let me try to compare Kiko Martinez a little bit. If you saw Vasily Lomachenko versus Gary Russell, he has that movement like Lomachenko, as far as, how can I put it? Stamina, endurance. Now remember, I said that ring was big, but he was doing a lot of movement. He would stay in the pocket for a little bit, even go on the ropes for a little bit, but then when it got to the nitty-gritty down to the boxing, he was landing the cleaner shots. The only question that we had about Carl Frampton at that point in time is, can he take a shot? Now him himself, he's on a 2-fight winning streak, 2 title defenses, both by knockout. Once again, Kiko Martinez has had 4 fights. It's crazy since then, since last February, and he's knocked all those guys out. And Kiko Martinez, don't forget, he's only 28 years old. Even though he's bald, you know, baldness is a curse. Even though he's bald, he looks a lot older And you'll be surprised how small he is when you see him standing next to a referee or something. And what I'm saying is, even if he won those last 4 fights, oh, and by the way, he knocked out Jeffrey Mathebula, and Jeffrey Mathebula is damn near 6 feet tall. So think about that. But Jeffrey Mathebula is the guy who fought Nonito Donaire. You know, Donaire broke his jaw. You know, and Mathebula was giving Donaire some problems as far as height and distance. But Kiko Martinez goes and knocks him out. So what I'm saying is, Martinez does have a chance, and in these last 4 fights, it does seem that he's adjusted, and like to whereas once he gets close to you, he knows he's got to go for aggressiveness. Now, if you haven't watched my show before, it's a term that I made up called aggressiveness. Aggressiveness is what got Emmanuel Dapper-Dran Pacquiao knocked out by Juan Manuel Marquez in 2012. Because aggressiveness is when you go to that point, you have your opponent right there in front of you, and you use all your endurance and all your stamina, and you go Super Saiyan, and you try to finish the opponent off. But with aggressiveness, with the aggressiveness, what happens is that it comes with the territory with aggressiveness. You will get overzealous. You will open yourself up. And then what happened with Carl Frampton hitting him with that 2-piece in the 9th round? Kiko Martinez started getting a little too overzealous. But in this fight, the defense not only got to be better, but that's, of course, if you got knocked out the first time in your career, your defense got to be better. But what Martinez has to do is he needs some power, and more importantly, his punches have to be defined. That first fight, it looks like he was just chasing, Frampton around the ring, almost like Canelo versus Lara. But the thing with that fight was, Carl Frampton was so fast as far as evasiveness that Frampton would have to come into the middle of the ring, or meet Kiko Martinez to make the fight, to have action in the fight. So once again, I'm going to say this: I got I got Carl Frampton winning again. This time maybe by decision. I don't see a knockout, but there's always that saying that if a fighter knocked out a fighter before, they could do it again. And this knockout, he got up, he made it to 7, he got up, meaning Martinez, and then he just started stumbling back. Then the ref was like, oh, no, that's it. So he was really hurt. Now, the winner, where do they go from here? Well, you still got that big fight with Scott Quigg out there. I don't want to talk about Leo Santa Cruz, Guillermo Rigondeaux, because I just don't feel, it's politics. And Carl Frampton, he's been doing what he has to do on his domestic end over there. And in my opinion, he deserves to have a fight against Leo Santa Cruz. And in my opinion, Kiko Martinez fighting him 2 times puts him over Leo Santa Cruz's record, in my opinion, because if you really look at it, the Leo Santa Cruz opponents, you really don't even know. So, just going to leave it at that. I'm T Street Controversy. Send me a friend request with Real Combat Media. The website is right below. All your boxing news, articles, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu. I have a boxing forum. The link is right below that. There are real active boxers, world champion, former world champions, Facebook profiles there. I have trainers, managers, promoters, everything. And what I'm saying to you is this boxing forum, I've built it so that all news comes there first. Either it's from me or it's from other people, inside sources. For example, my channel gets the news like Broner's going to be fighting Emmanuel Taylor first. My channel gets the news like Canelo's going to be fighting Claudia first. Stuff like that. So we get that inside news by helping each other. But once again, you have to send a friend request, and then I have to screen you, of course, because I can't let no freaks in. And I'm not letting. I used to be real lenient and open, and I used to let people in that didn't have no faces on their profiles and everything. So if I don't let you in right there that day, I will get to you later on. But I got to make sure it's a business, and then the credible people that I got there, I just can't let freaks in. Simple as that. So once again, I am T Street Controversy. Please subscribe. This is T Street Controversy Live. I will be here moments after the Carl Frampton fight. Moments after Carl Frampton versus Kiko Martinez 2, and I will be giving my live post-fight analysis. T Street Controversy Live.